My name is Cynthia Novak, longtime Western astrologer and professional Vedic astrologer. I'm coming to you from my front yard garden, and while nature is beautiful and abundant, the world is not in such a peaceful place. I'd like to talk to you about a serious subject, the United States going to war. I've looked at the charts of the United States, Vedic format, and for the day that ISIS declared its caliphate. I look at it and it seems, while I would really like to be wrong, it seems that the United States is moving into war. For astrologers, the transits that are so intense right now, of course, are Mars, the planet of war, has crossed Saturn. Saturn is authority. Saturn is structure. Saturn is, in many respects, I suppose, the United States. We've been the central power, or the world's police, if you will, for many years. And ISIS has declared war on us. They said that they are coming to the White House. Of course I wanted to just be talk. Of course I wanted to just be some small group. But that's not who they are. And as an astrologer, I scurry off and do the chart of the date they declare their caliphate, and it shakes me to my bones. When I look at the chart for the United States, I see that we are moving forward into some very stressful, dynamic, and take charge aspects. Some people may say, well, our president doesn't have the will for it. And I say, in retrospect, we will know that it was not the president who pushed us forward. It was an unwilling president who stepped forward to take action, if it must be taken action. Of course, in the United States, we never go to war without Congress. We have an executive branch, and of course that's the president and vice president. But we have a legislative branch, and all are involved, no matter what political spin is put on it. The legislative branch must agree. One of the things that is fascinating about this time is I spoke last month about the new moon at the end of July being the beginning of a new era. In fact, it's supposed to be the end of the Kali Yuga and the beginning of a time of great spiritual enlightenment. How can that be with this? Strangely enough, we have strange countries coming together. Those who were adversaries are suddenly coming together against this very fierce, aggressive, and Saturn well-organized foe who wants to take over all of the Middle East and more. And so as we go through the coming months, I think the United States will try to avoid calling it war until we get to the election of November 4th. Right at that time, there's going to be a series of transits of both Mars and Saturn to the United States chart. I hope there is not a direct hit here between now, in August of 2014, and the beginning of November of this year. But I expect there to be events from ISIS that will literally compel us to step forward and to take action. They may be videos, and they may be what is an obvious, a clear and apparent danger. As I look now at the aspects in the United States chart at the end of August of 2014, the thing that I notice is the planet Mars is pulling away from Saturn. And in fact, the first few days of September, Mars is far enough away from Saturn that Mars becomes clear and strong and focused. He also begins to make a series of very stressful transits to the United States chart. They are not direct as they are in November. They are the kinds of aspects that I would expect for aggressive action from another party. And that makes me sort of quiver to my bones. We also have Saturn in the end of October make his shift clear, decisive, practical action. And as I end this right now, strangely enough, the optimist you've all come to know me to be sees this horrendous group as a group that brings many people together because they are so brutal, so ghoulish, if you will, that even opponents come together to begin the process of shifting the world from the Kali into the light or more spiritual time. When I talk about the shift of this energy to these giant cycles, these cycles last thousands of years. So it's not one day we become awakened, but perhaps as horrible as this is, we see that we are pulling together more than we are apart when we are faced with someone or some group that takes terror to a whole new level. Thank you.